Kashtira. Tier elements. Yeah, those are the hybrid builds that we're going to be talking about today out of the Thai Vanguard Festival 2022. Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. We're going to be looking at something across the waters here to kind of showcase a different format here. So your top 8 breakdown for this event is actually kind of interesting. We had 4 of the top 8 playing Kashtira tier elements. Now, interestingly enough, Pure Kashtira ended up taking second out of this event, which is actually pretty interesting overall. Kashtira tier elements ending up being first, third, fourth, and fifth is definitely kind of an interesting thing here, because players like looking to the future here as to what developments are going to start seeing play, and this is definitely one of those particular decks that when you see like the lines of play and the hybridization that comes with it, and when we take a look at a list here in a bit, you will see those key lines of play that are really going to shine for this. Now, we also had one Ishizu tier in the top cut, which after this deck got nerfed and has been forced to, you know, kind of send itself back to the Stone Ages here in terms of development, honestly, the deck still does what the deck needs to do enough, but the problem is you have a much better variant running on the side, which is going to be, you know, the Kashtira hybrid build, because you can search for it. You're one of your best cards, which is the Kashtira monster. I love hybrids. Now, we also had the things that made this event really like shine were the fact that we had a hero deck in top cut, really showcasing the fact that, you know, heroes actually can do something in the format, which is kind of interesting. And we also had a Kashtira Rika plant hybrid actually showcasing some other cool things as well. Well, that's definitely interesting. Now, let's pass on over so we can talk about those deck lists. Winning your event here was none other than tier elements with the good stuff package. Now, the first interesting thing that you're going to find about this deck is we are playing King of the Swamp in here. It's going to give you some interesting little access fodder to, you guessed it, that is the Dark World fusion in the extra deck. Now, when you start messing around with some of the more creative options here, it's definitely going to open up some interesting doors. You will also see that we are also playing good old Rise Heart in here as well, since you're going to be able to kind of get access to walking, talking macro Cosmo yourself if you really need to. It all just kind of comes down to, you know, what this deck can do for its toolboxing options. But in terms of an evolution, also, you know, being able to mind control your opponent's Kashtira monster and slap your own Rise Heart on top of it after, you know, an effect has been applied, or something crazy in terms of the interaction window like that. This is by far one of the most interesting evolutions of this deck I've seen. Second place down here is going to be your standard Kashtira deck. Now, you are going to see good old Dimension Shifter in here coming and doing its job to run on into the sunset and try to save the format. And we are also playing Sacred Sword of 7 Stars. I have not seen a lot of builds go back to that. A lot of players kind of have just tossed that card aside, but looks like we got a nice little run back here for that. I also see that we do have Maxi's standard hand trap lineup, Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries. If you can see any sort of those hand traps to kind of detour and punish the opponent, it's really good. We are also playing the Arsenal Falcon to give you access to the Barrier Statue. Yeah, Barrier Statue once again is going to be an annoyance down here, because you can go ahead and bring it out. The thing with this build though is Unicorn's at least a wind, so you at least have a built-in out to kind of detour and handle, you know, any particular crap that might come with that. Now, our third place here, or slash fourth, is going to be a more standardized build of the package. 42 cards is fine. You see we are incorporating Scream and the additional packages for this. Now, your package for the Kashtira cards is going to be a lot easier here. You're just going to focus on the Kashtira tier monster, and then, you know, Fenrir's. Fenrir is one of the most busted cards in the modern era format. Down on the side deck, you've probably seen a lot of Triple Tactics talents showing up. There's a reason for that. And then, of course, triple mind control in the side deck. Being able to just immediately jack something from the opponent, and you're like, oh, yeah, cool. I go ahead and take that, and then you can go ahead and capitalize and overlay and make whatever you need to do. You can slap a Zeus onto the field, after you have your other Exceed monster battles. It's definitely interesting, man. This particular build is interesting. Now, this is what a Shizu tier looks like after the hits in the OCG. One Agito with the one Keldo. I mean, those were definitely the better cards. You are also seeing here, once again, the King of the Swamp play that we saw from the first place deck with the bring in for the Dark World Fusion monster as well. I think a lot of people are definitely going to be taking a look at that and taking note and going, maybe there is some potential to this. I do think there is. We're also main decking one Mind Control, one Talents, one Triple Tactics Talents. That Triple Tactics tasking, giving you the ability to essentially search for any key insane power card from your deck, is going to net you a lot of free wins. And, a hybrid deck like this, it's going to try to take advantage of, the best option trees out there. It's really good. I also see that we are setting Chaos Hunter down there and Lancius. All right, well, you control the tempo of what you need to see. Next up is going to be our other Kashtira tier elements list. Big things with this, I mean, poor one Paralino, and the one crossout designator, making it literally a staple. I see we are playing the Gigantic Sprite in here as well, and Dracosac. We are not doing Arsenal Falcon shenanigans, but you also have the Book of Eclipses down there as well. Mind Control and Book of Eclipse being two of the strong outs to the quote-unquote badness that is being produced with this deck. I'll see that we are playing the secondary Ghost Girl as well. Honestly, for what this deck's going to do, a lot of your extra deck is going to be pretty standardized. You're going to be able to have a lot of your outs be handled pretty much the way they need to do. I don't see anything else. The Sprite package is a nice touch to the extensions for the deck. Yeah, nothing else really too crazy. As you can see, a lot of the lines still continue to blur between this and, some of the other engines out here. Now, we have another Kashtira tier elements here. I see that we are playing one Unicorn for this build, which is definitely interesting. We cut back on one of the Kashtira tier elements monsters itself, so a little bit less milling. We get a little bit more diversity in terms of the package, which is fine. We're main decking Triple Ash with the one Ghost Mourner there, and then we are playing one Papyrus, one Birth, and so forth. So looks pretty straightforward. And then down on the side deck, you also see that we are bringing in Book of Eclipses and those actual mind controls still. And then, of course, Ghost Reaper has just been the trend of this format, right? You have to see that card in order to get through some of the crappier takes that you're going to see here. And unfortunately, when you see the tipsy-turviness of, a bad format starting to shape up, and there's not really much you can do about it, per se, but you can definitely see that they have the outs programmed in here, and definitely it should give you some things to kind of keep an eye on. Next up is going to be Hero. Now, for Hero to get this far is definitely impressive. We are playing Magnamut and Druisworm in here, and we are playing 50 cards. I think a few people are going to see 50 cards, and they're going to be like, really? Yeah. Honestly, having that package in the deck, just to have the additional outs. I mean, you obviously have Maxi, so you want to draw into more hand traps. We're also playing Tasking, which I think a few people, as a one of is fine. We are also playing, in order to compete, with triple Book of Eclipse here. That way that you can flip down, Kashtira if they start to zone lock you. Evenly's Judgments, good old red reboot, wish we could do that. The Hero extra deck itself is pretty interesting. I also like the one Exciton Knight that they're playing here. That should give you the ability to board break if you really need to, depending on, whatever situation ends up coming up, that you just need to slap two level 4 monsters together to try to equalize and play the game. And then the last list we have here is our Rika list. Now, we are playing the Kashtira package in here as well, giving you access to, that along with your Rika package. No Sun Avalon stuff in here. We're just doing standard plant shenanigans in here. You're going to get some overlay for some of those extra level 7s. And we are playing Dagger down here as well. and the big vampire. And you can see that we are playing the Curry Karta, we are playing the Magnamuts and the Druis Worm as well, in order to kind of get the chance to equalize and play the game. But that is overall your results out of the Thai festival here. I'm definitely impressed. So please, leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Peace out. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.